Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Brunson.
And I am S. Foster.
That's right. You tuned into another episode of the Viewers Anonymous podcast where we give you our very own reviews and takes of movies and TV straight out of Hollywood. What's going on with you, bro?
Man, can't call it, man. Just out here, you know what I'm saying? Just, I gotta be real with you, man. I'm down, man. I'm down.
Talk to me, man. What's up?
Man, my national championship hopes are over, man.
Oh, yeah. I was just about to ask you, is it college football related? I seen the same
It's
thing.
over, man.
God,
It's over,
dog,
man. It's over, man. It's over.
Quick
Imagine if we
question.
could have. Okay, what's up?
Do you think that that's going to affect his draft stock?
What? Yeah, when it comes to Jordan, yeah, for the simple fact, with two things. Number one, he has had an injury. Not he's not like injury prone, but he have
Right.
had injuries in the past,
Yeah.
and also his size. Now, when it comes to
Mhm.
the size thing, it's not the biggest thing as it used to be. You look at Bryce Young, he's out there, even though he's not looking that well. But
Well, that ain't really his fault, I don't think, though.
yeah, I mean, it's a lot going on in Carolina that's
Yeah.
contributing to that. But it's definitely going to affect him. But I do think that people will look at him and put him in that category of a good locker room guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think somebody's going to draft him to be like, yo, like this is the type of guy that you want in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? So I think that'd be one thing for him. But as far as like the team, it's just like to to lose him the way that you did, and the very first thing that happens is you drop out of the four. It's just like, yeah, they're like, yeah, Florida State ain't got no more. So this could potentially be. Do you know how crazy it'll be? Let's say, well, the thing is, Florida State still got a shot because the big game this, what I'm saying, this week. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they still got a shot if they, but they gotta punish Florida, and Louisville, I think, is in the top 10 now, or at least in the top 12. And if they beat Louisville, they would get in because, like I say, y'all in Michigan is gonna knock each other out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things. But man, I was hurt, man. I was hurt this
Yeah.
weekend. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I know.
I
That's
was
a
hurt.
that's
I was
a
hurt.
that's a
But I felt
huge
I felt more for Travis though. Like, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? All the other shit, like whatever. But like I was really hurt for him because
Especially
like he
especially this year out of all the years though.
out of all the years, man, against
That's
a
tough.
team that don't even matter.
Yeah, that's tough.
So
Damn, that's tough.
yeah, man, I'm a little down about that, man. I'm a little down about that. But how about you, man? How you feeling, man? Everything good with you?
Um man, I'm actually doing pretty good, man. I really don't have no complaints. You already know how it is with me this week, man. You know what week it is. We
Hmm.
gotta go in there and play those bums up north. Uh so that's really where my head is right now, man. I'm trying to figure out how this is all gonna play out. Harbaugh I don't think he's gonna be on the sidelines. I think he still got this should be his second game, I believe, or maybe his first, as far as the suspension goes. So I don't know, but I'm trying to see how they play that out. That's gonna be a factor because they could use that as fuel, or that could be to their detriment. So you know what I'm saying? That's definitely a quarter flip with that one. But outside of that, man, everything good. I'm excited. My Browns is, you know what I'm saying, second place in the division right now. Um in the playoffs. Uh I I don't see where, you know what I'm saying, anything could go wrong.
I hear that. I hear that. You know what I'm saying? My boys back on back in their winning ways. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Brock Purdy out there looking good again. Had a perfect passer rating
Mm-hmm.
against Tampa Bay. So
That ain't
man,
bad.
yeah, man, I'm telling you,
That
man,
ain't bad at all.
he looking good. He had a little 3 game skid, but the thing is, man, it's one of those situations. Man, man, I wish we would have had a football pod this year. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Speaking of that,
those
we gotta
three,
talk about that when we get done too.
yeah, but like those 3 games, man, that they lost, no Debo, no Trent Williams.
Well, Debo back, ain't he?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As soon as he got back, they started back winning again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, the 3 games with really, don't get me wrong, Brandon Ayuk he's more of the complete receiver. And he's the dude that's really lighting everybody up. But like if you're missing a guy like Debo and you're missing a guy like Trent Williams, who's considered like the best left tackle in the game, like
Yeah,
that shit is gonna affect you. And he looked mid and they lost 3 straight games. As soon as they
right.
came back, what do? Y'all punished. You know what I'm saying, for 2 straight games. So yeah,
That's tough.
so we back, man. It's just one of those health things, man. One of those health things. So they back on track. So I am happy about that though.
That's what's up, man. All right, man. So, this week, you know what I'm saying, like we talked about in the coming soon, we are covering a very interesting film. Um, a film that's pretty much surrounded by a lot of phenomena. We are covering Five Nights at Freddy's, the new movie that's out now. I believe it's on Peacock. You can watch it on Peacock and check that out for those who haven't seen it. If you want to, pause this and then go watch it, or if you want to watch it afterwards, or if you've already seen it, you know what I'm saying, you can have some familiarity with it. But basically, this is a movie about a young man who pretty much uh, has a troubled life, taking care of his younger sister, and um, he's pretty much just trying to make sure that he's doing the right thing by her. And what ends up happening is he ends up getting a job at probably one of the oddest and creepiest places in the world. And he finds out that, you know what I'm saying, some things about this place are somehow connected to his past. So before we get, you know what I'm saying, into it, were you familiar with Five Nights at Freddy's um before this movie?
I definitely was not.
Okay.
Never heard of it. Didn't know anything about it. Um, only reason I even knew was I had a friend of mine to tell me, like, yeah, this was like based off of a video game or something like that.
Hmm.
And I was like, yo, I had no idea. I was like, now, granted, that is becoming a thing, a more going trend. You got the assassin joints, you got the Resident Evils, you got the
Hmm.
Walking Dead. Well, that's a show, but like so, like it's all of that stuff is starting to Hitman. They came out with a movie, Mad Max, not Mad Max,
Yeah,
Max Payne,
Max Payne.
Max
The one
Payne,
show on HBO Max. The Last of Us.
The Last of Us. So like yeah, like so it's this is becoming a trend. So I was like, well, I'm not surprised. And then I watched it. I was like, I get there. But were you, you know what I'm saying, privy of any of this stuff before you watched
Absolutely.
it? Okay.
Absolutely. So my oldest son and both my sons really, they are the ones who kind of got me pretty much aware of this whole Five Nights at Freddy's thing. Um I'm also, you know what I'm saying, I also play a lot of video games. So I've heard of it before. I didn't know what it was, but I definitely heard of it.
Right.
But they are the ones that pretty much kind of schooled me on everything about, Five Nights at Freddy's, because this is something that they are into. They play a lot, you know what I'm saying? They do their thing. So um I had a little bit of information on it. I didn't really know too much about it. I watched my oldest son play the game all the time. So I, what I'm saying, I was kind of, hip to the characters. Um, and I kind of knew a little bit about the backstory, but that's pretty much about it.
Yeah, like so the very first time I tried to watch it, fell asleep on it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get far. Then my youngest son, said that he wanted to watch it, so we watched it together, and he
Mm-hmm.
started naming the people. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
you know about this? He was like, yeah. He was like, that's what's the name, and that's what's the name. And I was like, I said, well, I never heard of any of this shit. So obviously
Yeah.
he knows like the character names and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm not privy to this at all. So I went into this blind, and yeah, so yeah,
So,
I'm
all
ready,
right.
dude. Like I'm trying to be cool.
No. Go ahead. I'm about to give you the floor, my guy. Go ahead. So, watching this, man, thoughts, opinions, have at it.
Yo, it was bad. Sorry,
I agree.
it was bad, man. Like the whole storyline of it, how predictable it was. Just the fact of like I got Chucky vibes a little bit from the fact of like these robots are moving at T minus like like they're slow as hell. How are these people killing? Like I don't understand how you're dying from these things. Like I don't get it. Like
I
I'm
mean,
watching.
to be fair, big ass robot, you know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm kicking this
Cursor,
robot.
you kicking a robot,
Yes, I'm kicking it, man. I'm kicking
bro.
it. It's going
That's
down.
not gonna. I can tell you now, that's not gonna do anything. Nigga, that's like kicking Terminator. That's not, you're not gonna get far, bro. You better off running from the motherfucking big ass animatronic than kicking that motherfucker.
Yeah. Nah, but like I'm sitting here and like I'm watching the story and the one thing that tripped me out, like that really so there is this place that's been closed for years
Mm-hmm.
and you want a security guard just to just be there because people are breaking into it. The fuck? Like and I'm sitting here like, yo, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And then all of a sudden, Vanessa shows up. Just this pretty cop just shows up and
Yeah,
just showing you attention. You don't think this shit is weird?
yeah,
Like, why is this guy? If you're paying someone to just sit there at night, but then this cop just shows up and she knows where everything is, like she's always there. Why not just the cops are patrolling? And
mm-hmm.
I don't know, dude. Like I'm looking at the writing of this and I'm just like, yo, this is bad. And then like when he had the whole he would listen to nature sounds and he had the Nebraska poster on his wall and, like that was the only way that he could like go to sleep and shit. And
Mm-hmm.
so that he would always I guess he would
No,
have the same
no. That's not why he did that. The whole thing about him listening to nature sounds in the Nebraska poster was for him to keep having that same dream over and over again, so he can, you know what I'm saying,
try to
remember.
figure out who took his brother.
Yeah, he was trying to remember from that moment or whatever. That's how that was. He wasn't. It wasn't that he couldn't go to sleep.
Well, listen, why would you want to keep reliving the moment when your brother was kidnapped? It's
Because
crazy.
remember, he was trying to. He was saying he was trying to figure out who took his brother. He was trying to see like it's somewhere in his memory if he can, you know what I'm saying, jog the face or you know what I'm saying, like when they had got him or whatever. But that was the whole purpose of him doing that. I thought that shit was weird too because I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not how dreams work.
It's definitely not how dreams work. And
Yeah,
then why would you want to keep reliving? You know what I'm saying? That your brother got kidnapped. Like I don't want to
yeah.
keep like That's gonna be a day. Now, granted, I could tell that he by the way that the dream goes, that he feels responsible for, I guess, not being as close to his brother as he should have, and he kind of got, you know what I'm saying? He feels guilty about it, but like,
Really ain't his fault.
no, it ain't his fault. Like that was
His
just a
parents' fault.
creepy ass dude who
Nah, it's his
just
parents' fault. His parents ain't shit, first and foremost. Because if we out here in the woods and we supposed to be kicking it as a family, you don't even know that two niggas is over there playing frisbee. That ain't ID that nobody. That's the first thing I seen when he had the dream the full dream, like when they showed the full dream the first time, that threw me off. I'm like, who is these other two niggas playing frisbee?
well, this is the thing. That was the '80s.
Right.
So is it really that odd?
Yeah, because we
Now
the
it is.
only family here, and these two random niggas just so happen to be in the same vicinity playing frisbee. That's
Yeah.
odd as a motherfucker. Ain't nobody else around.
Well, I mean, all right. Where they were, is your family taking you there?
No, hell no. First and
Okay,
foremost,
so yeah, it's
oh,
odd.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
odd.
so yeah, it's odd.
If
That
it's
part.
two niggas across the street and we're supposed to be the only people there, that's odd. Like, yeah, nigga, why are they there? Nigga, we ask questions. Who is that? Why are they over there? What are they doing? Like, the parents just kicking it,
I
barbecuing,
mean,
having a good ass time. Nah, man,
yeah,
hell
talking about catch up, make everything better and shit. Like, so
no.
I'm like, it's just like that. Yeah, that's super creepy to keep doing it and reliving that because
Mhm.
I know he's trying to get clues and all this type of shit, but it's just like, but like you said, dreams don't work that way. Like, there's no
Right.
way. But then it's like trying to uncover and re-jog a memory in your head. Like first of all, we don't even know if your brother is even still alive at this point.
Facts.
So it's I don't I, it was just super weird. And then the whole shit of the aunt trying to get, you know what I'm saying, trying to get the daughter, and she's talking shit. Yo, when she told the therapist to not tell her what to do because, what did she say? She said, she was like, "You're trying to make it seem like I'm crazy and don't tell me what to do because of something." And I'm like, yo, the lawyer is the best part of this whole shit.
Yeah.
He's the best part of this whole movie. Man, when they were sitting at the table and the one
He
guy
said,
was like, well, maybe
"No,
we can kill him. And the lawyer tried to get up. She told him to sit down.
that
Yo,
shit was stupid."
that shit was hilarious. But I was like, yo, this is the best part of the movie, man. It's watching this lawyer face her expressions. But he was scared as fuck as that lady. But
Man.
I don't know, man. I'm watching this shit. Yo, where the writers at, man? We gotta get them back.
Okay, so you done?
Yes, go ahead, man.
Okay.
Take it away.
So first and foremost, I'm with you. The writers, they blew this one. The aunt was unnecessary in this whole situation. There was no need for her to be in this story at all. Um, they could have easily changed the shit around from the girl that was babysitting. Her brother finds out, you know what I'm saying, that dude worked there and they just decide to go ransack it or some shit. That it could have they could have made that a way easier situation than having the aunt involved in any of this shit or even in the story at all. So I'm with you on there. That I didn't like her character either. I felt like we really wasn't no real purpose for it. They could have changed it from her aunt to like child protective services or some shit like that. Like it's easier ways to write that story. Um,
Hmm.
and then the cop, I thought that was odd too. I'm with you because I was like the way she popped up. First and foremost, how you know somebody there? You know what I'm saying? And then the way she popped up was odd too because it was just like you show up, you knocking on the door, you doing all this other shit, but then any other time you just in there.
Yeah.
You in there just you ain't got to knock on the door, no nothing. She was beating him there. So I was like, okay, so that was odd that she had to knock on the door that one time, whatever. Third weird thing to me. The nigga brought his little sister to the place that he's supposed to be working at for security at night and went to sleep. Fam. This nigga done told you about niggas possibly breaking in this motherfucker. He done told you about weird shit happening there. You're falling asleep with your little sister there on the job. Come on, man. You're not giving the bad. You leading the bad example. You know what I'm saying? What is she supposed to do when she gets older and get a job? You think she gonna not go to sleep on the job after seeing you do it? You know what I'm saying? Horrible. Bad example, man. But outside of that, I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy the whole animatronics thing. I thought that was a cool concept. And like I said, just knowing from all this shit before, because the original story is it's a little boy. It's not a grown man. It's a little boy that's trapped in the place. So you know what I'm saying? Like as the character in the game is a kid. So I thought that was interesting with them taking it and making it the security guard. But I will say this though. Outside of all of that, this has got to be the creepiest concept I've ever seen for horror at all. The creepiest.
Elaborate on that.
You said what?
Elaborate on that. How you mean?
So we came up in an age where the animatronics was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I remember going to Chuck E. Cheese and the curtain opening, and these niggas was in the band. You know what I'm saying? I remember that. I definitely remember that. As a kid, the shit was cool because everybody else thought it was cool. As an adult, going back and think about it, that's some creepy shit. You know what I'm saying? That's some real creepy shit. The way that they move and shit, the little thing, they be like, yeah, that's creepy as fuck. So, nigga, I'm trapped in that month. Like, imagine going to Chuck E. Cheese, right? And you know what I'm saying? You at the table, you at a birthday party, you don't want to be there. You know what I'm saying? But you there. Everybody leave. You fall asleep at the table left. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple slices of pizza left at the table. You fall asleep at the table because you bored. You really ain't involved. Everybody done left. Somehow the staff forgot you was there. They didn't see you. They leave. You know somehow. Let's just go with it, right? You wake up not realizing that you done overslept at Chuck E. Cheese. You get up, it's dark as fuck, and all you see is the lights from the games and all that shit. The next thing you know, the animatronics on the stage is gone. Chuck E. Cheese around this motherfucker, roboting around. That shit will make you freak the fuck out, bro.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I couldn't. Nigga, the remember. I don't know if you ever seen it, but it used to be a nigga that played Grimace at McDonald's play place. They used to have the niggas dressed up in the mascot costume. That shit freaks me out. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, that
Hamburglar.
Nah, Hamburglar was cool. I wasn't worried about him. I ain't never seen a nigga dress up as the Hamburglar, so that didn't freak me out. Grimace is just like this big purple nigga. You don't know what he is. You don't know where he come from. You don't know what he do. Hamburglar stole hamburgers. The little bird chick, Ronald McDonald, he run the operation. Who the fuck is Grimace and what does he do, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? That shit freaked me the fuck out, bro. I didn't understand it. I'm like, what is this nigga's occupation? What is his purpose? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no need for this nigga. Speaking of that, McDonald's just had a Grimace birthday thing. They just did the anniversary of this nigga birthday. I'm like, I still don't understand what this nigga has to do with McDonald's. Everybody had a thing except for this nigga. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a nigga that used to dress up in the Grimace costume at the McDonald's play place. Freaked me out as a kid. So I'm like, yo, I can understand how seeing Chuck E. Cheese pop off the fucking stage will fuck you up.
I mean, yeah. It's very true. Hey, but the scenarios that come up in your head. This
I'm just saying, man.
you fall asleep and the staff don't see you.
I've seen niggas fall asleep at Chuck E. Cheese before. You know what I'm saying? That's not an uncommon thing.
Oh man.
Especially when they used to serve beer. Oh man. You get too drunk, fall asleep and shit, wake up, fuck. Next thing you know, Chuck E. Cheese is ripping your guts out.
Yo, that's funny. But I will say, like the way that this movie started, all right, they started it off good, but once you got to see, you like, yo, there's no way these dudes is tracking me down. But like it just starts out, you see the security guard, he's scared as fuck, and you're like, oh man, you know. Then next thing you know, he wakes up, he's in this fucking chair, and this thing is about to then rip his face up. And you thinking the way they started the movie dope. And you got this envision in your head of like, oh man, this about to be all right. Man, that shit went all down here from there, man.
Yeah, the little
Like
kid, fucking animatronics, which to me didn't make sense because the animatronics is killing people.
But then you find out later that it's little kid bodies inside of them.
That's what I'm saying. It didn't make sense. The one bit the motherfucking half. I was like,
yeah.
I'm like, that shit is crazy. First and foremost, man, Vanessa is a piece of shit. Let's just
Vanessa's
go ahead.
Definitely a piece of shit.
Definitely a piece of shit. She knew who her daddy was, and she knew what was going on, and she let all of this shit happen. Then she tried to cover it up, talking about, I don't ever want you to bring her back here again, or if you do, I'll shoot you myself. First off, you can't tell me what to do with my little sister, nigga. You a cop, that's cool, but are you gonna babysit her? Because the last babysitter just got cut in half.
Well,
So
before he knew, he was trying to call her. Yo, that's dirty. That the aunt don't sit there and send this girl in there so she can get bad information, so she can have some shit to show to the judge, so she can get custody of the girl. The girl, she didn't even want her. She just wanted a check.
she wanted the money.
She didn't even want the little girl. And at least he wanted her. At least Mike wanted his sister to be around, but you know, she was on her weirdo thing at the moment where all she wanted to do was draw.
Yeah, well, okay, this was my the little sister was mentally ill, right?
I mean, no, I think she was traumatized. I think she was traumatized from her parents dying.
The little sister was mentally ill, bro. I'm telling you, she was, man. She had to be. Something was wrong with the little sister because it didn't make sense. She didn't go to no regular school, right? She didn't just like it wasn't like she was in public school. And then remember when she was drawing at the thing? I'm telling you, remember when she was drawing at the thing and she was sitting outside with all the kids playing and shit? That wasn't no school.
Yeah.
That wasn't a school.
So what about the black lady? She was like the principal or something.
Man, I think she was like the
guidance counselor or something.
Like the caseworker or whatever.
Are you sure? Because the reason I don't think she was a caseworker was because when the aunt was talking to her, she said something. No, she was a therapist. Because she said something about you're talking to me like I'm crazy when he's the one that's crazy.
See,
yeah, she was a therapist.
So not only right is he dealing with that, but he dealing with a little sister that's mentally ill, right? Or I want to keep saying mentally ill. She has mental health issues. Let's say that. I think that's a better way of saying it. She got mental health issues, and so I don't know exactly what she was diagnosed with, but I was pretty sure that was the case. And the only reason I say that is because she was too sharp. She was way too sharp.
Mm-hmm.
And usually, like when you meet, you know what I'm saying, those kids, and you know personally, but when you meet those kids, like they way more advanced than you know what I'm saying, a lot of kids because of the fact that you know what I'm saying that that's the situation. So I'm sitting here looking, I'm like, yo, this little girl is a little too goddamn grown. And then like as I'm watching it, I'm like, she just getting babysat like she ain't never at school or nothing. Like, what the fuck is going on here? He waking her up, you know what I'm saying, like on a regular day and shit. I didn't understand what was going on. And then till I realized, I'm like, maybe she got some, you know what I'm saying, like mental health issues or something. And then the therapist and all that shit kick in. I'm like, okay, well now it makes sense.
Well, I mean, it could have been a summer.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh, yeah, that
and
too.
the therapist could have been because of them losing their parents.
Yeah.
Maybe they said it and I missed it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how the parents died. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it was a car accident. I'm not sure. I
That's
don't
what
know
I was
how.
thinking. I think I was thinking it was a car accident.
Yeah, I'm thinking the parents might have died from a car accident.
Yeah.
And I think what happened with Abby was I think that what most well not most I wouldn't know this, but in a lot of movies that they show us
Mm-hmm.
when parents die, usually like in the movie when it's both parents, like the youngest child get traumatized and all this type shit. And what they do is they fucking create like a imaginary friend and all this type shit. Because remember when he
Mm-hmm.
went in there the first time and he sat down and she was like, "You're sitting on my friend."
Yeah,
And
that was right.
so then when he was walking out, she said, "My friend said you're an idiot or something some shit like
Mm-hmm.
that." He
Yeah, he was
said,
like, "At least I'm real."
exactly. Yeah, he was like, at least I'm real. And then that shit resurfaced again towards the end because she kept saying that she wanted to go to his job, and
Mm-hmm.
he told her no. Then the next time she had his vest on, was like, I'm not gonna give you your vest until you let me go to your job. So then when he finally let her go, she's fucking talking to all of the animatronic joints.
Right.
And she was like, yo, like these are my friends, and she drew the one picture of their brother getting, taken away and all
Mm-hmm.
this type shit. And he wanted her to ask them, the question and all of that. So like this movie took the same premise that all the other movies ever do. Like it's always the youngest child that can either speak to the dead or
Mm-hmm.
fucking, you know what I'm saying, have this imaginary friend that only knows information that the certain person would know and all this type shit. But the whole Abby thing and the pictures and man, it she wanted to build a fucking big ass fort. Look, man, come on,
Yeah,
man.
no, it's too much.
That
What
that that whole
my
scene.
question was, how the fuck did he hide kids in animatronics?
Well, what he did was he really had the rib cage joint, and
Oh, yeah, yeah.
when they would take over them, like it would say close in on their ribs, and they
Mhm.
would
Yeah, that's
stay
right. 'Cause she
inside
was
of it.
like, "Be careful with hit or touching that or whatever." And then when she did it with the
With
broomstick,
the
it snapped
broom,
the
yeah,
broomstick. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So that's
that
what they
was
was doing.
yeah.
But come on, man, what kind of concept is that? I'm gonna go snatch up kids from a town. I'm gonna put them inside these electronic things, um, with animatronic things, and this would be the only place that they would never look. Like what is
Hey,
Steve's purpose?
I'm not really mad at that because I ain't gonna lie. If I was a cop, that'd be the last place I look.
It would be, but my thing is, what is? I know Steve had like his one little moment, but like, what was the purpose in doing it? Like, why
Oh,
why why snatch up
that was
these
wild.
kids? Like, why snatch up these kids and fucking put them inside these things? Like,
Well, this is my thing. You was out here taking kids, and you had a kid at home you could have just took.
oh, you say he gonna get his own daughter?
I mean, it made sense to me.
Well, he had her. He was fucking had her helping. It seems like.
Yeah. Okay, so now everything is making sense now. So, like in the beginning of the movie, right? You know when they played the montage for the intro, and they kept showing the animatronic animals taking them back to the little like tunnel and shit, and it was less and less kids as the thing was going on. Now that shit makes sense now. Because at first I was just like, this none of this shit is coming together like it's supposed to. Um, I don't even know where to go from here. To be honest with you, I really don't know
because
where to go from here because it's a knowing it. Okay, so like I've watched my son play the game, and then watching the movie. It's two excuse me. It's like it's two totally separate worlds. So in the game, Freddy is trying to help you survive survive, but he's helping you get away from the other animatronics.
be,
So
because you remember what Steve said at the end that basically their loyalty can be bought.
mhm,
So because remember they were with him and he had them hunting, Mike, and when Vanessa pissed him off, he would like turn them on
mhm,
Vanessa or whatever. But then they kind of figured out the whole little thing, and remember they had all of the things converge on Steve
yeah,
once they was able to flip him. So I think they were never. I think Steve just explained it right. Like yo, like they could be bought. Like they don't have any loyalty to anyone. But like my whole thing is, if the kids are actually in there and they have some kind of conscience, why would you help this guy? You got me trapped in this fucking thing. Well, at least they souls or however. And that's another thing. They don't even really explain to us. So I mean, well, the kids got to be dead, right?
yeah. They all of them did. Yeah,
So it's like I don't know, man.
they
To
so
me,
so so the okay. So this is what I gathered from it. He killed the kids, and I guess because he hit them in the animatronics, their souls end up being in the animatronics.
yeah,
And then he was able to control them because he was able to control their souls somehow. I don't know, man. That's what I say. It's weird because, like I said, in the video game, you don't go through none of this shit. In the video game, the whole thing is the animatronics come to life at night. It's a bunch of shit going on, like you know what I'm saying, all kind of shit in the place, the pizza place is going crazy, and you basically are trying to survive the night, and then you got to find a way to escape. You know what I'm saying in the morning before you know what I'm saying the animatronics get you. But the Freddy bear dude is on your side. The rest of them is after you. He the one that's on your side. Like he helped you out throughout the game. And this one, it was just like all of them niggas was gang gang.
gang, gang.
I was like, that it lost me because I was like, okay, this is not what I'm used to. So I didn't really understand the whole purpose of the story. And then like the whole thing of like one in a million chance this nigga get fired from a job where he was trying to save a kid that he thought was getting taken. Now, I get it. Excessive force. He clearly could have just asked that man, "Hey, what are you doing?" You know what I'm saying? Could have apprehended him, stopped him or whatever. Beating the shit out of him in the fountain is wild.
Which was super wild. Makes
Yeah,
no sense.
at all. He get fired. Then and that was Shaggy from Scooby Doo, wasn't it? Dude from 13
Yeah,
Go.
Steve.
I thought so. Yeah, I thought so. So he, saying he helped him out. I got a job for you. Now, when he said his last name, he was, saying he was like, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. But when at the end, that is to me, that's the best connection that they had in this whole thing. He seen his name, he knew exactly who he was, and he knew exactly what he was trying to do. He was trying to get it to where he killed his brother. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to get it to where he was gonna kill him at the place. And in that
Yeah.
way, he ain't had to worry. excuse me. It basically he was trying to get him so he could get him there and get rid of him. You know what I'm saying? Because he took his little brother. So like that part made sense to me. That was the best connection. The rest of it, it was just it seemed as if it was all over the place. And I'm only saying that because I'm not as familiar with the whole Five Nights at Freddy's thing. You know what I'm saying? As somebody who would be playing the game would be. My son
Yeah.
loved it. Like he was into the shit. He thought it was great. I fell asleep on it.
See, I did too. As a matter of fact, I did twice.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
when I rewatched it again, like for
Mhm.
this, I fell asleep on. I kept dozing off, and it's just
Yeah.
like I'm not interested. It's not pulling me in.
And
None
it's
of
too
it makes sense. And then it's predictable. It's like you knew something was up with Vanessa. So yo, something's up with this girl. You know
mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And then
Got too
even when
weird.
we saw, yeah, and even when we saw Steve, like when he was asking him, to take the job or whatever, and it's just like, yo, first of all, for this movie to have the cast that it has in it, he's
Mm-hmm.
the most noticeable person. And
Mm-hmm.
you telling me his whole role is just to try to get you to take this job?
Oh man, we lost as that he'll be back in a minute. But so like I said, man, I was super confused with a lot of the stuff that was going on. Um it seemed as if it was all over the place. And um maybe I'm just being ignorant of the fact because I don't know as much about this or I don't have the information I should have about this because I didn't, play the game or I don't know as much about the lore of, what I'm saying, this whole thing as I should. But to me it seemed out of place. A lot of things were here and there. A lot of stuff popped up and didn't pop up. It was just weird. But Esdai's back now. We're gonna let him finish.
But sorry about that, y'all. But like when you see an actor of his caliber, it's like, yo, with all of the rest of the people, he's the most noticeable person in this.
Right.
So it's like he gotta come back at some point. Like something's
Hmm.
up with him. There's no way he's gonna have this small of a role in this. And then like Vanessa keeps showing up the way that she's showing up. And then all of a sudden she cares so much about your little sister, like just out of nowhere. Like, and then who shows up to somebody's house because you found out that he was sleeping on the job? Who the fuck does this? When
First off,
when is your shift? Why are you at my house? Like,
nigga, why is he sleeping on the job, man? That's the shit that baffled me. I'm like, nigga, you supposed to be patrolling this place. You supposed to be up at night, and you just here sleeping.
is I'm like the more like watching it. Well, like I said, I fell asleep the first time. I
Mm-hmm.
watched it all the way through with my son, and I'm watching this, and I'm like, this movie is like so fucking mid. And then I try to watch it again, dozing off on that shit. And it's just, and then like the whole shit that really bugged me out. I mentioned it earlier, but I didn't go long on it. But like this whole building the fort thing,
Mm-hmm.
dumb as fuck. It's stupid. We didn't need this in the movie. Then, so the girl says, "Yo, I think we're gonna get bad weather soon or some fucking shit." And the girl was like, "Oh, but there's got to be like some sheets or whatever in here." So he follows. Well, he tells the little sister to ask them questions about his brother, and
Mm-hmm.
so he goes in there and was like, "Yo, how do you know where everything is? Like, how the fuck do you know what like?"
She knew where the
It's
medical kit was. She knew where the goddamn everything was. She was like, "Yeah, I used to come here when I was a kid." Bitch, kids don't go in the back.
it. Thank you. And then, like I said, why even hire somebody in the first place to stay in there if you can have a patrol person? I mean, obviously she goes in there You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so this is the thing though. This is why I said that the not the interview. What is that shit called? Excuse me. The meeting that he had with Steve
Yeah.
in the beginning. That's to me, that's the most important part of all of this. This is how all of this shit gets started to begin with. Because the meeting that he has with Steve, Steve is telling him, I can't do nothing else for you. There's nothing I'm gonna be able to do. And then when he looked at his file or whatever, and he seen his last name, that's when it hit him, and he was like, well, I do got one job you could probably do. And like I said, it was all of this shit was a setup. This all was a setup. Once Steve seen his last name, it was like, okay, I know what we could do now. I know how to get this nigga. We got to get rid of this motherfucker. But to me, I'm like, none of that would. First and foremost, how the fuck does Steve know what this little boy's last name is? How the fuck do he even know what this little boy's name is if he just snatching kids?
Well, I think what it was, I think that he originally was snatching kids, right?
Yeah.
But then obviously it's going to be in the paper that this kid is missing. So it could be a situation where he's saving newspaper clippings. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they ain't got shit on
Yeah, see,
me.
that's where it get weird. That's where it get real weird for me.
A lot of those people do that. Like a lot of those people who do like creepy shit, like
Yeah.
either serial killers or people who are snatching up kidnappers and stuff like that, like they'll sit there and like collect all of that shit as like trophies and shit like that. So I
Freddy
think that
Krueger would never.
maybe he did what.
Said Freddy Krueger would never.
Freddie wouldn't, because Freddie don't leave those type of breadcrumbs. All right.
Exactly.
But
Get out.
yeah, like Freddie with Freddie Krueger, you know what I'm saying, he just snatched the kid. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He didn't try to put them in mechanical machines and have their souls live in there and
Exactly.
try to hire people to fucking be security guards in that. Like it was just bad, man. It was just bad. Like I wasn't entertained. Like
Mm-hmm.
none of that. And I don't. We need to. How do I put this? See, the thing is, we can't get a collective to agree on this type shit. We need to start telling these people. Now, granted, because I'm looking on IMDb, shit only got a 5. Now, I don't care about ratings. You know how I am. But it's a
Mm-hmm.
5.8. That's not good. No, it's a 5.5 now.
10.
The shit went down.
Yeah.
Like, it was
Yeah.
5.8 a minute ago.
Yeah, as it should.
now this shit is a 5.5. Like, it's not a good product, man.
Right.
And the storyline is terrible. Like it's bad. And it's just Mike fucking sold his sister's soul. You know what I mean? To the little kid that was running around in that damn dream that he keep having or whatever. This motherfucker said he was gonna give his sister away. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
come on, man.
I don't, man. So this is the problem that I have with adaptation movies, right? Whether it be from a book, whether it be from comics, whether it be from video games, whatever, any adaptation movie, I have an issue with. And the reason that I have an issue with it is because they do so much more than what they supposed to, right? The material is there for you. And I think this is why, as far as these movies go, this is why Marvel has been so on point in the past, because the material is there for you already.
Mhm.
You don't have to create a story. You don't have to add shit. You don't have to, you know what I'm saying, like do nothing else. You don't have to add new characters. You don't have to do none of this. If you pick the right stuff, the material is already there in the lore of whatever you're doing already, right? So the easiest thing for them to do with this movie would have strictly been to find a way to convert whatever was on the video game onto the big screen. And we've
Yeah.
seen it done plenty of times, right? The to me, the only franchise that was able to skip doing that but still find a way to make it decent was Resident Evil.
Hmm.
Like they found a way to make that a decent film without technically following the video game. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying they supposed to. All the rest of them horrible. You know what I'm saying? Mortal Kombat did it right too. Mortal Kombat
Yes.
focused on the characters. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? In the first original Mortal Kombat and the second Mortal Kombat, Annihilation was a little weird, but you know what I'm saying? It was off the success of the first one. So, you know what I'm saying? But Mortal Kombat did that too. It's not that hard. These motherfucking characters, you got them. They supposed to be fighting each other for a reason. This is the reason that they fighting each other, and this is how we gonna do it. Boom! You put that together, you got the movie. Street Fighter almost had it, but it was nobody really knew about Street Fighter's background that much for them to put that story together. So that was a little weird.
Yeah.
That ain't hit like it was supposed to.
Yeah.
But even when they did, even when M Night Shyamalan did Avatar, you know what I'm saying?
He didn't do Avatar.
Airbender. I know I'm talking about
Oh,
Avatar.
oh, 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 Airbender. Got you. Okay, my bad, my bad, my bad.
Yeah, that's what. Well, I think the movie he called it The Last Airbender, but it's off of Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is like an anime style show, cartoon show that used to come on. I believe it was like Nickelodeon. So um basically he had the material there. It's just that for him the execution was poor. You know what I'm saying? Because he kind of followed it to a T, but it was poor execution. But like with a lot of these things, man, the only thing you have to do is you don't even have to immerse yourself in the world. You just have to read up on what the stuff is about. A lot of this
Yeah.
stuff, a lot of these stuff have, you know what I'm saying, canon material where you can literally go and look at it and it's gonna be the same across the board. You could take that and make a movie out of it. We've seen this shit with Spider-Man. They did 17 different Spider-Mans. Everything is the same about Spider-Man. His Uncle Ben died with great responsibility and power and whatever this quote is. He with Aunt May. The nigga get bit by a spider. MJ, boom, you got your movie. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard or not. What's the other one? The other chick, uh, Gwen Stacy. Either one
Gwen
of them.
Stacy. Yeah.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So you got it right. Batman. Batman walking down the street, leaving the movies with his mom and dad. Mom and dad get shot. Alfred taking care of him. Nigga grow up, got some issues. You know what I'm saying? Take it out on the citizens that's out here doing crime. You know what I'm saying? Superman. Nigga come from Krypton, land on Earth. You know what I'm saying? Grew up on the farm. Nigga saved the world. So it's not a hard thing. You got everything you need. Take that, use it. Quit trying to add shit. Quit trying to make it fancy and all that other shit. And I think they have something, man. But this, I don't know. Like I said, this was totally separate from the video game that I watched. So I didn't see nothing on there that made me see like, oh yeah, this is what you know what I'm saying I'm supposed to be watching. It was just too confusing, man.
I'm with you, and I think it was a lot of just filler in there where the shit didn't make any sense. And I think that the dude was way too forgiving when it came to Vanessa. Come to find out, and then like she just played the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, man. Like I watched it. I tried my best, and it's just like no, like this ain't it. This ain't it. If this is this the the formula that y'all trying to feed off of, bad idea.
Right.
It's a bad idea. Y'all need to get this. Y'all
Absolutely.
need to get this out of here.
All right, man. You ready to you ready to rate this, man?
Oh man, let's do it, man.
All right, man.
Yoga fire. Yoga flame.
All right. Um, what are you giving this one?
Why you laughing, man?
Cause I can only imagine, bro.
Yo, look, I don't really recognize anybody in here, but one dude, Matthew Lillard. So Cass, Cass wasn't really good. I mean, like the babysitter girl, she wasn't good. The dude that was talking about killing him and had the smart idea to go and trash the place and then get the ass killed. Like the storyline wasn't good, the writing wasn't good, man. I mean, man, I mean, I get us doing it too. Um, I don't see myself. I mean, I really could go even lower. It's just the fact that like I don't. I'm a generous guy. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna give it a two, and I will never in my life watch Five Nights at Freddy ever again. So that's two.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I gotta get this a two. Like you said, it started off promising,
Hmm.
and somewhere in that whole journey, they was like, "Hey, man, I don't know what else to put on this paper." They was like, "Fuck it, let's spitball this shit." They freestyled the fuck out of this movie. Okay, they freestyled the hell out of this movie. Um, Usually a movie like this, especially with a cast like this, it'll usually end up coming out pretty decent because it ain't no real expectations. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Especially because the cast ain't that. What I think out of the cast, maybe two of them are really known, but everybody else is kind of like, you know what I'm saying, getting there. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to roll with it too. I don't know, man. Maybe they could try again and do better next time, man. Um, let's get into coming soon.
Let's do it.
Coming soon to own on video and DVD.
All right, man. So the next episode we got a classic, man. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Now, I heard one thing about this is that was not the correct way it was said in the movie. Um, I don't know what movie people are talking about, but I always remember that he was sitting on the bench. I believe he was on the left side of the bench, but if you're watching it, he on the right side. But he's sitting next to a older black lady or a black lady. I don't know if she's older or not, but she's definitely a black lady. Sitting on the bench talking to her, telling her about the story, waiting for the bus. And he says, Mama always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. That's how I remember that quote going.
Hmm.
So we'll see when we watch this. Ladies and gentlemen, we talking about Forrest Gump. That's the next episode. If you ain't seen Forrest Gump in a long time, uh, you know what I'm saying, this is the time to watch it. Check it out. You know what I'm saying? Get ready to enjoy it. This is definitely gonna be some laughs in this one. Um, yeah, this is gonna be fun. You know what I'm saying? I got a feeling that we gonna be talking about a lot of stuff in this movie. So if you like this episode, if you didn't like this episode, if you too would be scared as hell waking up in the middle of nowhere in Chuck E. Cheese and you know what I'm saying, the animatronics are chasing you, hit us up on the socials at Instagram and X at View9Pod. You can hit us up on Facebook, VA Pod Watch Group. You can hit us up on X again with the community. Join it. Let's talk about some movies and television. And if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to our subscribe to our paid episodes. We got a few paid episodes in there that you can check out, listen to, all that good stuff. It's only $2.99 a month. The link is in the description of this episode, so go there, check it, click it, subscribe, get there. And if you like to follow me personally, you can follow me on X at Scoots Bronson. I got a link to in my bio. You can follow me everywhere else there.
And y'all can find me at s.foster8 on Instagram and on X at 28 minutes or less pod. That's just on IG. New episode dropped this week. It was episode 139, which I got back in my drug dealer series, and I did the guy, oh dang, what's his name? Guy Fisher. Fisher. I did the drug figure Guy Fisher. So very interesting story for a lot of people don't know. He was the guy that reopened the Apollo Theater in the mid '70s. Yeah. So Guy Fisher was that guy. He was tied in with Nicky Bonds. He was a part of the council with Nicky Bonds, and Nicky Bonds ratted on his ass because he was fucking his girl and got him locked up. And he got out like a fucking bitch ass dude that he is. Yo,
I mean,
get the fuck out of here, man. No.
I don't agree with it, but I see where Nicky Barnes is coming from.
Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
Nah, man, listen, you can't fuck my girl and think you're gonna have one up on me like that, big dog. I don't want to kill you, but I gotta get you back somehow. I gotta get you as much, because I'm talking about just the petty level. I gotta hit you where it hurt, like you hit me where it hurt. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what this girl meant to Nicky Barnes.
Listen, you gonna hold down the fort for 3 years, and then you hear that this man is smashing your girl, and then you go and you snitch on this dude, and then you get out and he gets life in prison. But not only that, you fucking go on camera and justify it. That's what tripped me out about it. It's like, is you talking about loyalty and all of this type of shit, but I don't fuck him no more just because he's fucking my girl. So you got.
Oh, wait a minute. That's no. Time out. Yeah, loyalty. Nigga, if we love each other, you can't go fuck my girl.
Somebody got to hit it.
Man, that thing gonna be on ice till I get about that motherfucker.
He ain't, man. Nicky was serving life.
And even if somebody do gotta hit it, it can't be the homie, bro. That's crazy.
What, dude? Like I said on that pod, if you are in that lifestyle, the girl that are fucking with you more than likely want to stay fucking around with dudes in that lifestyle because they want to keep that lifestyle going. More than likely, if she ain't hitting him, she's gonna hit another drug dealer because that's the life that she chose.
That I expect. Go get another. That's like your regular girl, right? We ain't drug dealers, we just cool. So like your regular girls, and then you know what I'm saying, something happened to you in the hospital, and then you in the coma. Nobody knows when you're gonna get out, and now she messing with your friend. No, man, go find another nigga that I don't have no affiliation with. Because now how I'm supposed to look once I get out and y'all kicking it.
If we in this game together, we doing dirt together.
Right.
I get pinched. Not only do I get pinched, I go to the New York Times and call myself Mr. Untouchable.
Right.
And then they touch your ass. You get life, and because somebody hitting your girl, you right. And then at the part, he literally, and even Guy Fisher said this. He's like, "Yo, I literally got life for basically having sex with a girl, basically."
Yeah, nigga.
Fuck that. Nah.
You should have messed with somebody else's girl. You
don't know look,
about her.
You're right. I think God did. You know, he did cross the line. He did.
Not Sam Cooke. What's the other nigga name, man?
Bobby Womack.
Yeah, Bobby Womack. That type shit. That's fucked up.
No, Bobby Womack shit way more fucked up than that.
That's what I'm
Bobby,
saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. He died. You wear his suit to the funeral. You smashing his daughter and his girl. I mean, come on, man.
yeah. Bobby
That's
Womack
some
was on some
dirtbag
wild
shit,
shit.
bro. That's some dirtbag shit. I feel like that for that one time, bro. God should have like let his body rise up. Like he should have brought him back to life in that moment, so he could whoop Bobby Womack's ass and then bring him back to the, you know what I'm saying, to the pastures. But yeah, that's fucked up, bro. You can't be out here humping on nobody chick, man. Especially the
Man,
homie, bro. That's sick.
man, look. I hear you and I hear everything you're saying. But you at the time, you had life, my guy. You would never getting out.
Yeah, man. That she listen. This is bro. It's the bro code, bro. I'm sorry, it's the bro code. I don't care what the situation is. I don't care what happens. You can't mess with the chick that the homie mess with. Now, if she just a one-off, that's different. I understand that. But if this is his girl, if they've been in a relationship, no, bro, she's off limits. She's off limits.
I hear you. Still was some big shit.
No, for sure. He could have. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd have took it deeper than that. I'd have just got his mom addicted to crack. I wouldn't have, you know, it's like that. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, I wouldn't snitch on him. But at the same time, like, you know, some niggas, yeah, I like I said, I don't know, man. I don't feel like he was wrong. I do agree, some whole ass shit, but I don't feel like he was wrong, man. Like I said, you don't know how Nikki Barnes felt about that girl, man. That he probably was about to try to marry that woman.
Maybe, but obviously she wasn't that loyal to you in the first place. So just saying.
Yeah, yeah. I
But
mean, well, you know, I mean, damn, that's crazy. So,
yeah,
man, y'all go check that thing out, man, because that's a wild ass situation. Off rip, you know what I'm saying? Definitely go check out that 28 minutes or less. Make sure you subscribe to that thing as well, man. Um, listen, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Your support is always greatly appreciated. And like they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
cut.